Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. India is the world's second largest mobile phone market, while China is the world's largest mobile phone producer. Therefore, India is very dependent on importing Chinese mobile phones. In 2014, India imported 180 million mobile phones from China every year. But now that India has issued a custom expelling order, it no longer needs to import mobile phones from China. India has almost achieved self-production and self-sale of mobile phones, and it seems to completely get rid of its dependence on China. China, it is not that easy. India has always had the ambition to develop the manufacturing industry, and has continuously introduced a series of policy measures to attract foreign investment and promote the development of the domestic manufacturing industry. Among them, the most representative is the Made in India plan implemented by the Indian government, which aims to build India into one of the global manufacturing centers. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has proposed a lofty goal to surpass Japan and Germany within 5 years and become the third largest economy in the world after the United States and China. In order to achieve this goal, the manufacturing industry has become the top priority of India's economic development. Attract foreign investment into India by reducing taxes, introducing manufacturing policies, building industrial parks, and providing subsidies. Xiaomi entered India in 2014 and built 9 production lines for India, creating 20,000 jobs. Foxconn has also followed in Apple's footsteps to build an iPhone foundry in India. Frequent investment actions have allowed Foxconn to master a large amount of production capacity in India, and it is also the first to mass-produce the new iPhone 15. To express his warm welcome to foreign companies, Modi personally met with executives of these foreign companies, including Xiaomi Lei Jun, Apple Cook and Foxconn Liu Yangwei, etc. There are various signs that India has taken great pains to develop the manufacturing industry. So what achievements has the Indian manufacturing industry achieved? According to data released by market research agency Counterpoint Research, India has shipped 2 billion mobile phones in the past 10 years, 98% of which were made in India. With the support of local manufacturing, India no longer needs to import mobile phones from China. Nearly 180 million mobile phone orders are cancelled every year, and a customer order has been issued to China. It is estimated that when domestic consumers buy iPhone 14, they will find the words "Assembled in India" printed on the package, indicating that the manufacturing site of this mobile phone is from India. India has gradually established its own mobile phone manufacturing industry in the past 10 years, and to a certain extent got rid of its dependence on Chinese manufacturing. It is not difficult for India to manufacture a mobile phone locally. Most of the parts can be found in India. Whether it is purely domestic is another matter. It is undeniable that India is actively seeking a diversified supply chain and more stable and reliable partners to reduce its dependence on Chinese manufacturing, which will also help India to become independent in its future economic development. But can India really get rid of its dependence on China? China, not so easy. It is not easy for India to get rid of its dependence on China at this stage, because China, as the world's largest manufacturing country, has excellent manufacturing capabilities and cost advantages that are still irreplaceable by India. There is also a close trade relationship between India and China, including imports of raw materials, machinery and components, etc., which will have a certain degree of dependence on India's manufacturing industry. It is not to say that the realization of smartphone manufacturing in India can completely draw a clear line with China. Moreover, India's manufacturing industry is not as perfect as imagined, and India's infrastructure construction is still relatively lagging behind, including power supply, transportation, communications, etc., which has caused certain restrictions on the development of the manufacturing industry. According to an analysis report, if India wants to solve the problem of infrastructure construction, it needs to invest at least $1 trillion in the next 10 years. Where did the money come from? There is a high probability that it will be obtained with the investment of Chinese suppliers. Only with local Indian companies, even if they have money, they have no technology. China is world-renowned for its infrastructure capabilities, with well-established infrastructure such as tunnels, bridges, high-speed rail, highways, and electricity. This is also an important reason why China's manufacturing economy can develop rapidly. Many countries value China's supply chain system, which is why they set up factories in China. India wants to copy China's successful experience so easily. How can it be so easy? What's more, India's education level and skills training are insufficient. Many labours are not highly skilled, and their production efficiency is relatively low, which also restricts the development of India's manufacturing industry. China is full of talents, and all walks of life have gathered a large number of high-tech talents. When foreign companies set up R&D centers in China, they basically recruit talents from China. In contrast to India, Wistron, the former iPhone foundry, has been building a factory in India for many years. It has experienced workers smashing and strikes, making the factory unable to operate normally. In addition to cheap labor, it is not so easy to find suitable engineers and technical talents. The level of talent determines the upper limit of India's manufacturing industry. If India is complacent about realizing local mobile phone manufacturing, then other high-end manufacturing industries will easily be limited to this. India's relatively low level of technology and R&D capabilities limit the development of Indian companies in the high-end manufacturing field. Without the support of a long-term and stable education system, no matter how good the manufacturing performance is, it is just a wedding dress for foreign companies, because the money is used by foreign companies. What's the use if local companies can't afford it if the money is gone? In order to protect local companies, India imposed fines on foreign companies, confiscated assets and other measures, and rejected a $1 billion investment from Chinese company BYD. India's manufacturing industry still has a long way to go. Now that the expulsion order is issued, it is very likely that the previous efforts will fall short. If you agree with the point of view of this video, please like it. Welcome to Forward, leave a message and share.